Hello, thanks for joining me for this week's 10-minute Vinyasa class. Come to standing at the front of your mat, feet slightly apart, and raise your hands above your head, gently bending your knees and pushing your hips back. Pull your hands through the center line as you fold forward, keeping the knees bent, hands resting on the shins, and bringing the weight into the ball of the feet. Inhale, start to straighten your back and look out to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, fold. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, fold. Either stay like this or gently bring your fingertips to the floor, keeping your knees bent. We're going to repeat that, so inhale looking forward, exhale fold down. Inhale flat back, and exhale release. Inhale fill up, look forward, and exhale round. Now again, stay in the variation that you enjoy. If you want to progress a little bit further, bring your hands to your shins and start to gently straighten out the legs. You can have a soft bend. And we're going to repeat, inhale flat back, exhale fold. Inhale flat back, really pushing your hips back, and exhale fold. Inhale broadening the chest, and exhale fold down. Inhale straighten, and exhale fold, this time stepping straight back into downward dog. I want this to be a wide downward dog, so bring your feet to the outsides of your mat or just to the edges, pushing strongly through your hands and gently cycling out through the feet, bending one knee and then the other, loosening up the lower body, warming up the shoulders, and starting to incorporate deep breathing in and out through the nose, filling up the belly. Start to push yourself high onto your tippy toes, pushing through the hands, getting your hips and glutes as high as possible. And exhale, start to lower the heels down, almost stretching the feet to the back of the room. Walk your feet into a normal distance apart for a downward dog, maybe about hip distance. Coming back onto your tiptoes, we're just going to work through the obliques. So drop onto the outside of the right foot and pivot over to the other. Inhale coming up and exhale moving side to side, stretching out through the IT band, working through any tightness in the lower back. Coming back to center, raise your right leg up towards the sky, letting your hip open slightly, trying to get the toes as high towards the ceiling as possible. You can come to the tiptoes on the left leg. Work on keeping your shoulders even, pushing evenly through the hands. Try to get even higher with the right toes. And exhale, release the foot down to the floor. Stepping through the feet before we raise the left leg up. Extending through the toes, through the knees, through the thighs. Letting the whole side body open. Allowing your hip to slightly open as you push your toes away. And exhale, release down. Treading through the feet gently to release. And then dropping down onto your hands and knees. Give your wrists a good shake out. We're going to come straight back into downward dog. Push all the way back. And straight away lift your right leg up. This time we're going to open the hip a little bit more. Pushing your foot away. And release. Left leg up. Open the hip a little bit more. Pushing through the shoulders. Pushing down through the right foot. And release, bringing your feet back down. Step or hop to the front of the mat and then down to a seated position. Make sure you have a strap handy and start to bring your right foot towards your left thigh, letting your knee open out to the side. If this feels like a good stretch here, stay sitting upright. If you have a little bit more space in your hips and you know you can keep your back nice and flat, just start to roll forward, hinging at the hips. You can grab your strap, put it over the ball of your foot, release your shoulders, and just let it help you encourage your chest forward. Just keeping a long line of energy from the base of the hips, base of the pelvis, all the way out of the crown of the head. Keeping that left foot flexed strongly, protecting your knees. Breathing deeply here. If you want a little bit of an extra challenge, you can start to bring your right hand to the outside of the left foot. And this just starts to encourage a little bit more of a twist through the right side of the body. Exhale, start to walk yourself back up to seated. We're going to lift the right foot off the floor, swing it back and forth just to open the hip, and then let it come to rest on top of the left thigh. So your knee might be pretty high here, that's absolutely fine. Stay in a sitting position, completely upright. Otherwise, if you have some give, you can grab your strap again, putting it over the ball of the left toes, and pulling yourself gently forwards. Start to release the hold, pushing yourself back up to upright, and just shaking out through the knees, getting the blood flowing. We're going to switch to the other side. Bringing the left foot in tightly towards the right thigh, right foot flexing strongly. Either stay here or start to fold yourself forward. Remembering you can grab your strap here, or you can gently move your hands towards your foot. Keeping the back broad, shoulders pulling down the back. Breathing deeply, letting the belly expand. And then moving on from here, you can take your left hand and hold on to the outside of the right foot, encouraging a twist through the left ribs. Start to release, coming back up, picking up the left foot, rocking side to side to open the hip, before bringing it to rest on top of your right thigh. Again, your leg might be super high here, that's fine. You can bring a block underneath it if it's uncomfortable. Otherwise, you can start to slightly bend forward at the hips. You probably won't get very far in this position. Use your strap to gently encourage yourself forward. Start to release, coming back up, shaking out through the knees, and coming into Baddha Konasana. Bringing both feet nice and tight towards the pelvis. Feet soles together, holding onto the big toes. Firstly inhaling and sitting up tall, and then starting to fold forward, hinging at the hips, using your arms to pin your legs down towards the floor. If there's any pain here or you find that you're over rounding through the back, come up to a seated position and work on lengthening through the spine out to the top of the crown of the head. Otherwise, if you're down in this folded position, you can push your hands forward. That will just help you to root your hips down towards the floor. And exhale, release, coming back up. Keeping your feet together, just move them slightly away from your body so you've got more of a diamond shape. Slightly arching your back, looking up towards the sky, before you round forward, aiming your forehead towards the bole of the 2 feet. If you can rest your head down, that's great. Otherwise, you can use props, or you can let your head hang heavy. Deepening the breath and slowly rounding back up to seated. Bringing the legs together, shaking them out. We're going to come into forward fold, removing some of the flesh away from the hip bones. Sitting up nice and straight and using your strap over the balls of your feet before you exhale and slowly hinge forward. Again, if there's any pain or you're rounding too much through your back, think about working on keeping the spine super straight and grounding down through your hip bones. You want your legs very active in this pose, so pulling the kneecaps up, engaging the quads, making sure you're not holding on to any tension through your face or through your shoulders. And put your strap off to the side, shake out your legs, and just come to a simple seated position, one shin in front of the other. We're just going to do a simple side stretch just to finish off today. Walk your right fingertips out to the side, bring your elbow down towards the floor, and bring your left arm up over your ear, opening and closing the elbow towards the floor, opening and closing the chest, opening and closing the back. And push back to center, repeating on the other side, left elbow down. If it doesn't reach the floor, that's absolutely fine. Opening and closing through the elbow, letting your head follow the action of the arm. Then come back up to center. Well done. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope to see you again next week. Namaste.